Hi, everybody. It's good to be here tonight. So when you look at the sky above Syracuse, you think that it's peaceful. But in reality, when you look closer, you can see there is so much stuff going on. There are airplanes, helicopters, military drones, drones for delivery. Guys, here you really have the sky of the future. That's crazy. But let's do a step back in the past. The guy that you see here, it's myself, 12 years ago. At the time, I was the founder of an association that was using drones to do humanitarian missions. It was the time of Afghanistan. Drones have a really bad reputation. And we wanted to show that actually you can do good things with drones. So we were actually doing humanitarian missions, search and rescue, anything that we could do to actually show that it's a good technology. Even at a certain point, Microsoft saw what we were doing, and then they decided to shoot an ad based on our story in Namibia on rhinos conservation from poaching. So that was really a crazy time for us. But probably the best thing that happened to us has been to be invited at the United Nations to explain to politicians how drones can be used to do good today. But then something really bad happened. There has been a terrible earthquake in Nepal in 2015. A contingent of drone operators went there in order to help local people, with the search and rescue operation. But then guess what happened? The Civil Aviation Authority bans drone to fly. It was the right choice at the time. They were just saying, guys, I'm sorry, there are too many helicopters flying around. You will be a hazard for them. And so all those guys that came there to help, basically they could do nothing. And so I was saying to myself, okay, but this is my drone. If a magical system could provide the position of helicopters in the area, and maybe even give me a recommendation on where there is the most traffic area, I will simply avoid it and do my mission. And so I'm very happy to introduce you tonight INVOLI. This is our company. That's exactly what we do. We are like the Waze app for traffic, but in the sky. And tonight, I have even the bigger pleasure to announce you that we have a big customer here, Upstate Medical University, that is already using our system for doing drone delivery of medical sample. Hi, Steve. Thank you. They acquired 9 receivers, and they're using it today for the benefit of the local community. But you will wonder how your system works. Well, if you look at the sky, you imagine that there are just airplanes flying at high altitude, but when we install our air traffic receiver, we see another story. We see a lot of helicopters and airplanes flying at low altitude. So what we do is that actually we provide the position of this traffic to drone operators over a platform so that they can fly in a safe way without crashing against airplanes and helicopters. And even better than that, we provide to them recommendation on air traffic. This is our team in Switzerland. We are 14. We have a dog as well. The dog has been very important to get the deal with Upstate, so it's a team member. We are missing one flag there. You can guess which flag it is. The flag of Syracuse. So thanks. It has really been a blast for us to be here this whole time. I mean, you can even take picture with seals here, so that's amazing, And as an European, we see that everything is so big here. And you know what? It's also very big here, the marketing opportunity that is in front of us. Thank you. So market studies say that drone delivery will grow by 3 times, but our internal numbers say that they will actually grow by 20 times because there are these big companies that you see here that are propelling now the whole industry. So what if we can grab this 20-time growth and bring it here to Syracuse, to the company that are in the area, like the one that are already working with us? So this is why we need the 1 million tonight. It's really to capture this growth and bring it here. This is our past and present revenue. In the last 4 years, we were always about 1.5 million. Last year, it was even better because we lowered our subsidies and we did more revenues, actually. But if you look at the future and not only at the past, you will see that we are on the verge of having this exponential growth coming from the drone business, and we really want to profit this city from that. Long story short, FAA is going to release the regulation for BVLOS very soon, and this is when we will start to grow. So INVOLI, like Waze, but in the sky that is going to be more trafficked, so we need it a lot. Thank you. And now I invite Christina, our co-founder and partner, for the Q&A.
Hi, everyone. Great. Hey, great. Thank you for the presentation. Just wanted to understand a little bit more the history of the company, and brief history of the company, because we have a short amount of time. But also how, you've obviously seen some ups and downs in the revenues and what you've decided to do. Can you talk a little bit about how your early, can you hear me okay? How your early learnings.
Better.
All right. How your early learnings from, what you've done and what you've developed over those first few years have informed your go-to-market and your business model now.
Yes, absolutely. So, as Lars was saying before, we were waiting drone delivery for 15 years. We created our company 7 years ago, but the drone business wasn't yet there. So at a certain point, we have to pivot, and we were selling our system for a completely different application for infrastructure, wind turbines in Germany. And that's where we installed 500 receiver, and we get our product really mature, way all the other competitors, because we actually use it already for something else. That's when we realized that actually the same product that we will sell to drone operator will be good for any different verticals that are interested in knowing where airplanes are flying. So to reply to your question, we pivot at the beginning, and now we're coming back to the drone business because finally we see the signals are saying that the market is ready to go in that direction. Hope I replied to your question. Thanks.
Hi, Manu. Hi, Christina. I know we saw a slide briefly, but can you give us your historical revenues for 2022, 2023, and recognized revenue for 2024?
Mm-hmm. You want to take it?
Yes, I'll take it. You want the global revenues?
Can we put the slide back?
Yes, wait, I think it's easier to put the slide back. So from the top of my head, 2021 was 1.5 million, 2022 was 1.65, 2023 was 1.5 again, and something. And now we are reaching our goal of 1.4 this year. As Manu was mentioning, this is more business and like 10 times less subsidies.
Yes.
Thanks. Could you also just talk a bit about your commitment to Central New York? What's your hiring plan here? Who among you will be based here if you win?
Yes, absolutely. So today we have our R&D in Europe, but we see that all the market potential is going to be here in the US. So there are basically two big things that we want to do. From one side, we need operation in order to install our receivers and so on, to follow our customer, to do support. And from the other side, we need to do all sales and marketing activities here. So this will be the two big poles that we'll develop in Syracuse, which actually will allow us to get to the whole American market.
And so who will actually be based here? Is there anyone on your team who will be based here?
Yeah, so it will be Olivier from our side that will be here, our Chief Business Officer, which will lead the commercial part, and then we will find a Chief Operating Officer for the operation part, locally.
Thank you.
Could you talk a little bit about what differentiates yourself from other businesses that are working within the same market space?
Yes, absolutely. So we have a little bit two big ranges of competitor. One is the platform where you go online and you can see airplanes, to check if your plane is in late or not. The difference that we have with them is that the aviation authorities like the FAA will never allow those systems to be used for BVLOS drone flight, because we need to have rigorous certification in order to have our system used for safety application. Then on the other side, our other class of competitors is who does a receiver like ours, but on the other side, they doesn't do all the rest of the chain of value to the drone operator. So we are talking about a server where all the data goes, the software, the infrastructure, the data processing, and so on. So our bigger differentiator is that we provide a complete solution that is certified by the FAA. And by the way, we just started the discussion. We actually signed our MOA with the FAA last week in order to create the regulation around our product for drone operators. You guys are too kind, really. Yes.